Difficult conversations are, of course, difficult. Whether it's a disagreement with a colleague, giving constructive feedback, or raising a sensitive issue, these moments can feel tense, emotional, and hard to manage. But here's the truth. Avoiding these conversations often makes things worse. And handled well, they can actually improve trust, collaboration, and understanding. Let's start by looking at why these conversations feel so tough. Most difficult conversations escalate not because of what's said, but because of how people feel during the conversation. Common emotional triggers include fear of rejection, judgment, or conflict, anger from feeling dismissed or misunderstood, resentment, often from a build-up of unresolved issues. And then there are the patterns that derail productive dialogue. Defensiveness, jumping to justify actions, blame shifting, turning the focus away from responsibility, interrupting, cutting off before the other person finishes. These responses don't just create frustration, they damage trust. To de-escalate, we need a different mindset, and it starts with active listening. That means staying present, withholding judgment, and showing that you value the other person's perspective. When people feel heard, tensions often begin to ease. Preparing for a difficult conversation. Before you speak, think. Preparation is key. Here's what to consider. Clarify your purpose. What outcome do you hope for? What needs to change? Gather your facts. Stick to specific behaviours or examples. Avoid generalisations. Anticipate emotions. How might they react? How do you tend to react? Be ready to stay grounded. Choose your moment. Avoid rushing in when emotions are high. Select a time and place that allows for privacy, calm, and space. You might even rehearse what you'll say out loud, especially your opening line. A thoughtful start sets the tone. Strategies for navigating the conversation. When you're in the conversation, focus on using I statements to describe how you feel and what you need. For example, I felt left out when I wasn't included in that decision, instead of you always ignore my input. This avoids blame and invites understanding. Next, manage your emotions throughout. Breathe deeply to stay calm. Pause if things heat up, it's okay to slow down. Reframe your thoughts. Instead of they're being difficult, try we're just not seeing it the same way yet. Most importantly, stay curious, not combative. Ask open questions like, how did you see that situation? What do you think would help us move forward? Let them feel safe enough to respond honestly. Resolve the conflict through collaborative problem solving. Once you've shared and listened, shift into problem solving. Focus on shared goals. What do you both want? Better communication, a smoother project? Brainstorm together. Ask, what could we do differently next time? Compromise. Don't aim for perfection, look for progress. Even small steps can rebuild confidence and connection. Closing the conversation and following up. End the conversation with clarity and care. Thank them for engaging, even if it wasn't comfortable. Summarize any agreed actions. Ask, how are you feeling about how the way we ended things? But don't stop there. Follow up later. A quick check-in can rebuild trust. Just wanted to see how things are going since we spoke. This shows respect and ensures the conversation leads to real change, not just polite words. Relationships improve when people feel heard, supported, and safe to speak up again in the future. Maintaining positive relationships after conflict. After a tough conversation, some distance might be needed, but don't let it create silence. Here's how to move forward. Offer forgiveness where needed, even if it's unspoken. Create space for positive moments, not just problem solving. Encourage regular check-ins and open dialogue going forward. These steps prevent further tension and strengthen the relationship. Difficult conversations don't have to damage relationships. When you prepare thoughtfully, stay calm and focus on mutual respect, these moments can actually become turning points. So next time you're dreading a conversation, pause, prepare, and go in with the mindset to understand, not just to be understood.